Hello, comrades, and welcome to episode 229 of the Terminus podcast for the weeks of March 30th, 2024. It's just about Easter. I'm your host, Ellis, otherwise known as the Admiral. With me, I have Dean Massara, Aidan Jensen, and Jonathan Van Aken, and I'm realizing I spell your name wrong on the slide. It's spelled right on the document, isn't it?
I keep forgetting your document.
No, it's spelled wrong on the document.
It's spelled... Oh, okay. What was the... Oh, it's... Oh, that's what it is. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, well...
There is an H.
I had it wrong here and also wrong over there, but in different ways, which is understandable. I would like you to commiserate with me because I received something else from the WWF, and they spelled my name wrong again in a third new way. Anyway.
Have they ever spelled the Ellis part wrong?
No, they haven't done that yet. Anyway, our guest is Northern Isle, returning, jeopardizing that 100% win rate, but welcome back to the show.
Glad to be back.
And with that out of the way, the train will terminate at this station.
Chicago, Illinois, on the north side with lots of police sirens and minor earthquakes every now and then.
What's very funny is because I was talking in the lead up to that, there will be no, like, hey, we are in. It's just going to start with the word Chicago.
Nice.
And
Chicago, everyone.
Chicago is the home to most of the Class 1s and some of the Class 1 mental responsibility. However, there were only 2 incidents in these past couple of weeks. The first one was on the 20th, which we have a Facebook reel from the Truckers' Wall of Shame Unchained, a public group of an NS train long hood forward demolishing a semi-truck. And then an article... Is this an article or a video? This is an article with a video of a train derailment in Socorro County. This was BNSF. So, BNSF and NS, they had incidents. That's it. I'm going to vote for the video one because it's got a video. And CPKC remains the current holder. Any votes against NS getting best rec this time around?
Yeah, NS.
Yeah.
Okay.
NS.
Classic NS. Alright, that was the shortest Class 1 mantle ever. And now we will take care of the local service. Right before, speaking of the WWF, I was about to say right before we started, but no, it was in the intro segment. The WWF, who cannot spell Temelio for the life of them, is blessing the trains down in Africa. They actually want to bring a bunch of ballast hoppers up, 2-foot gauge ballast hoppers from Sandstone, which is where the NG-15 lives.
Among many others.
Yeah, among many others. But yeah, they want to bring ballast hoppers up from South Africa. They also are working on a car that can carry an excavator so that they can do maintenance better, because they have about as much track as the Strasbourg Railroad does. And it's all, all the track work is pretty much done by hand. Until recently, they didn't have a tamper. I have done some of the track work with a fleet of other folks. What was very fun is, if you are our age and you're not sure about volunteering and doing stuff, like, go do it, right? Because it was, like, the vibes were immaculate. There were, maybe a dozen people that were around our age, and we were all just sort of sharing... We were all sharing memes that we knew, that we all knew. The zeitgeist was there. There were some heist jokes that were made. I was recognized as the guy with the trading cards and the soul with the podcast.
Was the brain rot there?
Yeah, the brain rot was 100% there. By the end of the day, we were communicating solely by pointing at things and going, ugh! So, yeah, we replaced a bunch of ties, but we may be able to, if if you can donate any amount, they're trying to raise about 66 grand for the work and the transportation. They were constructed for a project to upgrade the Aventura Railway, which, if you've hung around enough, you've heard all the 2-foot lore. And anyway, yeah.
Speaking of lore, there's been plenty of new Easter lore that dropped.
Did you say? Oh, I thought you said Easter lore, and I went, "Oh, that's topical. That's good timing."
Yeah, no, can you believe it, guys? You're never gonna believe it, but tomorrow, Jesus is gonna come back.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, the light engines.
The stream keeps cocking up. Hold on, I'm gonna turn the quality down
There
to
it is.
480.
Jesus
okay.
has come back. Yeah, 40.
I think I've talked about we've talked about Bender Day already, so I've talked about DC.
You did, and because I was trying to hide Bender's face in the photo of Matt with the brick in his pocket.
Bruh.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get them out in a little bit.
You know what? I do have a funny image to share with that if you would like.
You're welcome to, but I know East you were trying to jump into the fact that you went to chase and ride 148 recently.
Yes. So 2
Wrong chat.
weekends ago. Oh wait, what chat did I send it
You
to?
put it in administration.
It'll stay this. It can stay there.
Administrative 148.
Where's that? I went to go see 148, and the reason I went to go see 148 is because they put 153's whistle on 148.
Foamer.
And oh my god, it sounded beautiful.
Oh my god, I'd never noticed the dual beam headlight on 148 before. It looks so
it's
goofy.
weird.
It looks like an alien.
It sounded so good. And we also accidentally, I think, got to fly over by the Coast Guard.
Cool.
And I'll share one more cool photo I think y'all may like. If I can find it.
How often
Well,
does
it's on the Coast
148
Guard.
do excursions? I felt like this was a big event.
They do it very often. It was only a big event for us because of the whistle replacement.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because you never I never hear about you and you
Did
know.
I send another image to administration? I did.
Yeah.
Bruh.
You see something else.
Thank you. I am truly smart.
And
That's the plan.
It's not called brain rot for... Look.
it's not called brain rot for a reason. The brain rot is set in.
That's the title.
Okay,
The
so
brain rot set in.
Okay, here's an image of a Model A, I think.
that's cool.
So yeah, 148's whistle sounded amazing. Got an update on 1504.
How is that?
It's good. It's coming along. They have everything disassembled. They say they want to start PSI testing the boiler.
Nice.
Pressure testing the boiler within the coming months. They don't have an ETA because they don't want to put an ETA because they just want it to. They're not hurrying up because they have 148, so they're just letting them take their time. So there was no date, though we hypothesized about 2 or 3 years before it's back in service.
I mean, if they're doing pressure testing, it might be less than that. But I feel like they should definitely start. They should definitely start selling tickets immediately.
Exactly.
It never goes
I agree.
wrong.
And then I went from the 100-degree temperature Florida, where I burned myself so badly my skin peeled off, to snow.
Yes.
And I saw the Zappy Boys.
I had no
I
idea that
hate
you were
to
going to
boast to you.
Chicago until you were in Chicago, and I was like, "Wait, what? He's just going on another trip? Damn, okay."
I'd hate to put your post in admin again.
No, what?
I was trying to make a joke. God damn it.
Oh, I'm like, hold up.
It was too
Okay.
deadpan.
I was like, wait a second. Let me double check. Now I have to scroll all the way
Still
back
get
down.
down.
Hold up. So yeah, I went to Chicago. I saw the Zappy Boys. I saw a slightly less Zappy Boy, but Also, I arguably cooler boy.
Na, na, na,
Yeah, I
na.
found Dean.
What?
That's a sub joke.
Ah, got him.
Got
I
him.
hate you.
Um, and then I found in the same museum there happens to be a steam engine from
But with the small drivers, so it's sad and disappointing.
Yeah.
and apparently I've sent the image twice.
Driver size
got
matters.
Yeah, it got the little driver sign, I think, in like the 30s, right?
After they
Something
realized
like
that strapping gigantic driving wheels to a 440 wasn't actually the greatest idea.
But it would be funny.
I mean, it was
I mean-
funny. I feel like...
I mean, it looked amazing with the large drivers.
yeah, I mean...
That better show me a picture. I did not know it had large drivers.
well, that's...
I'm like, how on earth did they get this thing up to like 100 miles an hour?
yeah, no,
Yes.
I mean, it was... well, in fairness, the Porterfield and Ellis engines didn't have large drivers either, but...
Well, yeah, but that's because they were thrown off a cliff.
I mean, I think the Porterfield and Ellis has a very reasonable claim to the first 100-mile-an-hour run. But anyway,
No, we all know it's the Hurricane.
There you go.
we all know it's one terrified man strapped to a
That's
flat car on an
so
atmospheric railway.
With the crunching of rats going on.
So, but in the cab they have an engineer, like a fake engineer, and he's like, "Oh, this is the Empire State Express, the fastest train in the world," because it's like he's pretending like it's into like whatever, you know.
Yeah.
And then he's like, "Yeah, we gotta show those rascals at the Penty how to run a railroad and how speed is really done." And I was like, ooh.
Oh, this is why I didn't go to this museum. Now I'm learning. Now I'm realizing.
Yeah.
Man escorted out of museum for punching mannequin.
And then I happened to come across my favorite member of the spawning group, or a friend of mine spawned there named Fruit.
Huh?
Aw,
The look on Fruit's face is like,
aw.
huh?
Yeah, he lives in Chicago, so we met at the Museum of Natural History and Science and Industry or something like that.
I have a possible something from like 10 years ago.
Something like that. And then I saw then afterward we went to go actually properly rail fan, and I saw Mason's Boys.
Mason babies.
No, the South Shore.
South Shore is also cool. Yep.
Yeah, I love the mechanical bell on the front of the units. It sounded so good.
It's like a firehouse bell.
Yeah. Then we split for the day. Then the next day, I met another friend of mine,
What?
Pooch. The In Miami game is on.
Oh, okay.
I met a friend of mine, Pooch, and we rode the brand spanking new Metro SD70s
Ooh.
out to the IRM.
I still think that's ridiculous.
It is ridiculous, but it's cool. They are very clean.
I just saw one on the camera,
Yeah.
like
What?
right before we went to start. I mean, they look good.
Oh.
I can't, they look good.
They look good for
they
now.
work. It was either these or buying the secondhand F40s from Caltrain. So
Yeah. Then I did a totally legal and climbed onto the front of 2903.
okay, I'm not
There
going
was-
to put this up for
Legal
purposes.
reasons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, there was a third option that Metro could have done, but they didn't.
Rocket boosters.
They could have bought GE
Exactly.
locomotives for once. Oh
no,
my god.
built more F40s.
No.
I have a feeling Caterpillar does not like that idea.
No.
You can't build more F40s. They just all spawned in the world from nothing at the beginning of the
same time.
70s or whenever.
So, oh man, it was a foam trip. Because we passed Death Stars, we passed SO units, we passed KCS units. I saw a Grey Ghost.
Cool.
Among normal KCS power. I saw some CN Jeeps, a couple of CN
old
Jeep
now.
wide cabs. I saw the F40Cs, which was pretty cool. And once we actually got to the RM, we explored the place and whatever. We went to the Walkie Road Historical Society. Asked about the tender, the Ingomar tender, which I'm sure Brenda can elaborate on a bit more, if he wants.
It's
Attenders.
it's a tender that was left behind, or rather put in Inglemoor, Montana, because the town needed a water supply. After the Milwaukee retired a lot of their S2 484s, they turned the air tenders, like a lot of other roads, into MOW service. And that's how it ended up out there. And then when they abandoned the Pacific Extension in '80, they just left it there, and so it's still there today.
It's hanging
Well,
out.
that sounds like the Milwaukee.
It's like the only other surviving Milwaukee steam locomotive component that isn't like the two Northerns, a 10-wheeler, and a 060 or whatever.
Yeah. Then we just explored the museum more than anything crazy, until we got to shed 10, 13, 14.
Which you're not allowed to be
shed
in.
11. So 11, 13, 14 are shed you're not allowed to be in because they don't have sprinkler systems. And they don't have sprinkler systems because the county they're in it requires them to also have a lake to provide the water for the sprinkler systems, because for some reason they can't just hack it to the piping network.
I mean, do they have a main there for them? Because they're kind of in the sticks. The IRM is in the middle of nowhere.
That's what they do, because all of the other buildings have, I would imagine so. I don't know how all of the other sprinkler systems work then.
Well, I don't know. Maybe it's something to do with the capacity. There's probably more going on here than,
Yeah.
There's probably like 7 layers of bureaucracy that you need to peel away before you understand why you're not allowed in those barns.
If not 12 or 14.
Yeah, so Barn 11 is the Milwaukee Road Barn, which is the barn funded by the Historical Society and has most of the Milwaukee Road power inside of it. When we first checked the door was locked. Sometimes they leave it unlocked. So we walk to 1314. 1314 are also locked. Then we walk the entire museum grounds in one big circle, and we loop back to the Milwaukee Road Historical Society. We're like, okay, let's go take, we walked by the E44, but we didn't take any photos, so we decided, okay, let's walk back to the E44, take some photos. Maybe the cab's open so we can take it inside. Fruit happenstance goes up to Milwaukee Road Barn. It's like, I wonder if they unlocked it. He gives the door a joking, the handle a joking tug, and the door just swings open, and we just all look at each other like the Spider-Man meme. So we do we want to go in? And by committee we have decided yes. So we meander on in.
You sent the drone in.
We sent the drone in.
Yeah, you sent the drone in.
By committee, we committed a felony.
No, by committee you send the drone in.
Yeah. And so we didn't go, we only walked on at the very beginning of the barn. We didn't go really deep in.
Just the tip, just to see how it feels.
Yeah, exactly. It was pretty big, but they had a Grand Trunk S2 or something like that. The Milwaukee H44 and some F units behind it, and it was really cool seeing just the lines of Milwaukee stuff. It's all the orange and max. So then we're like, okay, let's not get in trouble, and so we reclaim our drones.
Yep.
By the time we reclaim our drones, we noticed, hey, they opened. What we found for the Milwaukee door is that the little side door, the human side door, was open. But when we left, barn 13 and 14 had their main railway doors open to move equipment in and out.
This one.
So we're like, okay, let's take a little look inside. And there were some guys doing some, but they didn't look interested in talking to us, so we didn't bother them. So we walk in at the very front. We're looking down the aisles and okay, there's some cool stuff where, I didn't know they had this is cool, whatnot. They have some really cool stuff hidden back there. They have a proper, NBN, Cascade Screen E unit. They have the Metra F unit, the C&W F unit, the Long Boy, as Fruit mentioned, the long
Boy
switcher they have.
Long, man.
The IRM has no shortage of stuff.
They really don't.
That's for sure.
They've got 1,000 just pieces there.
I spent a day there when I was there with also Fruit and TBA and Mason, and I feel like I didn't see anything.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I felt the same way, just seeing so much. And the issue is when you're going into the barns, everything is so close together. It's
It's it's incredibly concentrated.
dense. Yeah,
I mean, it's dense, but
And-
it's also like the campus is huge.
it's
Yeah,
dense and
it
spread out
is.
somehow. And so we also happened to then walk upon the store, where earlier this month or something like that, they had been given a massive donation by Cato of over like 10,000 like stuff or dollars worth of stuff. And so the museum, getting it for free pretty much decided, okay, we'll sell some 50% off. And I very much took advantage of that. I bought a station set, a freight depot set, some track, some bridges. And in total, I spent like $30 to get like a decent amount of track and some like cool building sets.
Nice.
And then I went back to normal Chicago, and then I left. And then yesterday, Friday, yeah. I saw our Lord and Savior.
Nice.
Nice.
Hold on. Scrolling down. Oh, nice. I don't think I've ever seen a tri-rail F40 before. That is an interesting looking scheme on that. It is
Those
all
are the new
blue
ones.
on the front.
It is a scheme.
Yeah.
I think that a dark color on the front like violates some kind of federal law.
Well, it's got the safety stripes on the plow.
Yeah,
but I was going to say it is a little inconspicuous.
Yeah,
this
this
is-
lights though.
Consider
So-
Florida drivers.
like also my eye wasn't like immediately drawn to the stripes. It was the dark blue locomotive.
Well, you did notice it though.
Yeah,
Okay,
because
so-
I saw the bright colors on the side.
The F40s were given to Tri-Rail or bought by Tri-Rail in two schemes. You have the Arch scheme, which is the top one for 807 here, and then you have the Stripes scheme, which is the bottom one, 810 here. When they got sent out to be rebuilt, they got rebuilt and then got sent back in this blue, like from LTEX or whatever.
Oh,
Just so
it's so
And then-
blue.
The CEO of Tri-Rail decided, hey, I like this blue so much. What if instead of repainting them to look like they did originally, we just paint the stripes over the blue?
and they violated some federal some.
No, you got the
Law.
safety stripes. It's fine.
Listen, they've hit so many people with it. I think the FAA would have noticed if
Also-
it was something that's illegal.
Also, in Florida, it doesn't matter. Like, Brightline is
That-
not dark.
Yeah,
Yeah, Brightline is the opposite.
it really wouldn't be an issue unless it's at night. And also, Florida is lit up like a Christmas tree, so it doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
there's not a dark spot in Florida.
Straight up.
In the entire state, I don't know.
Well,
Yeah, because
in the
all the forests are
Everglades,
gone.
there's some darkness.
No, there are definitely guys in there with like flashlights.
And this is our Lord and Savior with the new coaches.
I like how they really are just going whole hog on this new color scheme.
I like
They're
it.
just
Yeah.
they're just slowly. They're like, oh, the dark looks cool. We're going into dark mode.
Yeah,
Looks
I mean,
like
it's-
Pan
it's
Am bought
cool.
the place.
Oh yeah, I see it.
Honestly, I thought the coaches would be a lot worse than they actually came out to be
I think they look pretty good.
with the dark blue. And the coaches, they professionally had them wrapped. However, for the engines, for the BLs, which I don't have a photo of a BL with the wrap, but I do. Here's a photo of the BL with the new scheme. Some of the BLs have already lost chunks of the ski, the wrapping.
Ooh.
There's one where the entire door, on the back of the engine, the door that goes in the vestibule, all of the wrapping has just fallen off the door.
Mmm.
Looking good.
Why better just paint it?
Impressive.
Because painting's expensive and wrapping is cheap.
Yeah.
And when you're state-owned, especially in a state like Florida, you don't really get much money.
You know, all you need
Still
to do
issue.
with rappers are cheated
They-
anyway,
it's-
so.
They got a quote massive grant to buy new engines because the Brookfields are pretty much at the end of their lives. Which is kind of sad. They've only been here for like 10, 15 years, and they're already like,
They already wore them out.
yeah. I mean, I guess constant use will do that.
Yeah.
And so they got like 20 million to buy new locomotives. That comes out to like one charger.
That's not a lot of locomotives.
No, it's like chronically underfunded. It's not even funny.
Anyway, we should have some other folks jump in here.
And speaking of chronically underfunded,
Which I don't know who you're jumping to here.
I don't know who I'm jumping to either. I'm just hoping
Chronically
somebody
a lot
underfunded.
else.
of people.
Northern, are you chronically underfunded?
Actually, looking at my bank account, yes.
Damn. All right. How
There
about
we go.
drawing some trains?
Okay, I'll take it. I've actually recently done something that I really didn't think I'd be able to do. Just give me a few seconds to pull it up. And I made a really, really big steam locomotive. That is a 410-4. Yes. It's...
I mean,
That's
it goes without saying that I know where the inspiration comes from. Also, what valve gear is this supposed to have?
internal chain drive.
Oh,
All right, I'm
I know
closing
this
the image now.
conversation.
Fan.
The
Hey,
chains,
cool.
no, nope, Grass privilege revoked.
Joke's on you. I promise I...
All right, so yeah,
Joke's on
you
you,
do a
I
lot
don't
of
know what grass
you do a
is.
lot of drawing for your
Yes.
fictional.
Yes, I have something
You know what?
much more
Where's-
palatable. Just give me a few
Where's
seconds.
my all-in-one? I need to find my bullet simulation.
What kind of response is that? Propane tank on a stove.
What? Bender, do you have something you want to tell us?
I'm rapidly approaching your location.
Oh my god, it's like Left 4 Dead 2.
Oh, God.
Yes. Yes.
It's so horrible. Oh.
Ugh.
No, but this is a cute dude.
Aw.
Yes, it is much more palatable to most people. It's adorable.
What's with the rods?
So is there
It's
context?
diesel mechanical.
All right.
Oh, nice.
In context, that is a diesel mechanical locomotive built by the Beaver Creek Locomotive Works Company as kind of a general, hey, you're a logging railroad, you want something cheap, something easy to repair, take this. You can beat it to hell and it'll probably still work.
God, it's really just.
Those are relatively small rods for a
That's what she said.
locomotive like this. That's my
Yeah.
only, especially because it looks like it has lots of power.
It does look like it's like, what's the scale on this? How tall is this? Is this like British loading gauge tall, or is this US loading gauge tall?
It is not that small, it is, let me pull out.
It's a bit teeny when you could.
Yeah, we need a.
How
Can I have
many
a?
washing machines
It's
is it?
about 14 feet tall.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, can we have
It doesn't-
banana for scale?
Yeah, how big is 14 feet?
How
Can I get
big
that
is
in? Can I get that in bald eagles per washing machine?
per
please?
hamburger? What if he's a hamburger?
I think
Oh,
the
no,
average
I
wingspan
think
of bald
so.
eagles is like 4 feet, don't quote me on that, so yes.
We need to get our eagle expert on.
3.5.
Your evil expert?
Yeah,
Evil Knievel.
Eagle
Do we
Knievel.
have an eagle expert on call?
No.
I thought
Yeah,
I
it's like
saw
the
one
pawn
today.
shop, you know.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I was thinking. It's just like, let me go down the road to my friend who's a eagle expert.
Look, eventually you get to know somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody.
Well, if I could know
Oh,
somebody
good.
who knows somebody who knows somebody who knows Martin Hansen, I would really like to talk to them because
Who the
that man
hell
has
is
an
Martin
incredible photo
Hansen?
collection, and not being able to get in touch with him is really making it difficult to get this next batch of trading cards out because he's a Pacific
Right.
Northwest person, and of course, lots of logging locomotives in the Pacific Northwest.
Yeah.
Isn't that right, Bender?
Yes. There are.
Yes.
And so that was the end of the podcast.
No, I was trying to give it to you. You wrote something in for local service. I figured you might
Right.
talk about your general neck of the woods. I know you're not exactly PNW in
It
some
is.
measures.
Well,
Do you
On
guys
my
like the
account,
new?
it's-
the new German Schalke jerseys.
I love that.
Oh,
Yeah, wow.
Oh.
Is there anything wrong with this?
With my where is it? Here it is. There you go.
Okay. Yeah, Bender. So,
So-
what did you foam?
My dad and I, we went to Montana, just like a quick day trip, and we drove over a crossing, and for some reason, there were just two, like, stacked trains, or, like, something other going on here, and they were just facing each other on opposite sides of the track. None of them were going. Like, there was no rumble of an engine. There was crew on one. And I have no idea what the heck was going on here. Also, as usual, there were no trains on the BNSF Southern Transcon.
Damn.
I know.
trains?
It's like, even when MRL was operating it, there were no trains on that. Every time we go past it, there is nothing. It's dry as heck.
Just like
It's like what, East?
Just like
Can I
what?
fix that?
no, but like, why don't they run trains on the Southern Transcon? Is it like that much worse than the Northern one?
There's a reason why they sold it, and that reason was called the Frisco management. I mean, it has grades.
So is
Seymour.
the Southern one the NP or the GN?
That was the NP, because Marias Pass is regarded as like legendary because it has around 1% grades.
Yeah, it's got very low
That's fine.
grades. It's a great transcon.
Yeah, it's why even though GN ran nowhere, they had a lot of traffic, because NP had 2% grades, and so did the Milwaukee.
The Milwaukee, but the Milwaukee had electrification.
Yeah,
right?
the Milwaukee
And
was
I-
cool.
and I was-
Yeah.
Is the issue?
They had electrification, and they had the Butte grade, which went up and down, because they had to go to Butte, and then they had the based St. Paul Pass, which is 2% more or less up and down.
Hmm.
And also really long. The GN mainline is really short in comparison.
SMH 2%. The Porterfield Knowles laughs at you.
Yeah, again, Cliff.
Yeah, the River Loop. They
Well,
called them
what's that
loops.
one? What's that one road that had like it would have to bring single hoppers up at a time?
Oh, are
and
you
like-
thinking of the Claremont and Concord
Yes.
Yeah, that-
with the two locomotives and the one boxcar? Yeah.
God bless
Yeah.
it.
Anyway, to round out local service here before we do the next thing, the T1 Trust has posted pictures of bits of the frame. Not really big bits of the
Ooh.
frame, mostly smaller pieces,
Parts.
little panels and things.
I
But
have not seen these. Can you send these?
they're right here. They're on my local service, the 5550.
Oh, I forgot to post the picture. Haha, funny.
But yeah, some assembly required. Here are some of the T1 frame pieces fresh off the plasma table. How many parts can you recognize? I don't recognize.
Okay, I got this.
I don't really
So the
recognize
first
anything.
one, the first one looks to be some sort of casting above the cylinders.
Mm-hmm.
The second one looks like a sideways, like it goes on the side of the engine.
Yep, like you have an
Uh,
axle box in there or something.
Yeah. The third one,
The third one is a square. I don't.
yeah,
I.
maybe for the like outside of the firebox or something.
I don't know.
The fifth one is the same as 3, and then the last one, I think. Oh, well, there's 2 more. Oh, the last one's them cutting it out. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
But,
wait, we have a photo of what they do.
Point is, check it out. It's cool progress. We got frame bits, and that's a big deal.
Ellis, look at the very last image.
I saw it. I think. What about it?
It's all 7 pixels of it.
Yeah. No, it's a little scrungly.
It's got, scrungly is what you would call it.
Okay. Yeah. I guess so.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That is what I called it.
Yeah, I don't see I don't see anything false about my statement.
All right. Anyway, you know what it's time for?
Locomotive verdict!
Yeah.
Locomotive
All right.
versus-
So in the one corner, this is actually the oldest locomotive versus pairing on the document. In the one corner,
How
we
old is
have
it?
the U.S. Army Pershing, which is a 280 that is slightly larger than the S160, if I remember right.
Yeah.
And on the other hand, we have the Valley Railroad 97, which I'm going to actually go and pull up the trading card that I'm working on for that instead of the steam locomotive page, because I went and I got numbers directly from the Valley Railroad.
Yeah, those are probably accurate.
I went there with a tape measure.
I have troubles.
But no, they let me into the shop and let me rifle through the filing cabinets and things to get that. So let me
That's
grab
awesome.
a photo of 97. Now the thing is, we had 97 stats all along, but I did not realize it because I didn't necessarily know where 97 had come from, and I definitely didn't know that Valley Railroad 97 is an identical sibling to Engine G. They were built as part of the same order. They were both destined for the State Railway of Brazil, I think.
And they didn't go.
And they didn't go, no. The order was canceled, and they sort of lived in the back shop, and then railroads came and picked them up. So, can I have a photo of the Pershing? Here, this is
I'm trying to find.
This is a photo of the
A tank.
of 97. It's a half decent photo of 97 in between
Is-
runs, although it is a few years old.
Is that? Yes, I think that is. Okay.
The only pictures of 97 that I have are from when I first went to Rhode Island in like 2019.
Is that when they were doing the doubleheader and then it broke immediately? Can't remember.
No, that was like after Christmas.
Oh, okay, yeah. The last Christmas trains. Okay, so there's a Pershing.
And like it was like at night. Oh,
Okay.
My picture was useless.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna have to get pictures for some cards, as previously mentioned.
The Pershings are like babies.
They look like they're set a little low. They look like low riders a little
Yeah.
bit.
Yeah.
I don't really know what's
I
going
mean-
on with them.
Brazilian locomotives are kind of known for that, aren't they?
Well, the
kind of,
Pershing isn't
No,
the
that's
Brazilian.
not
set borders.
No, the Pershing is the U.S. Army.
Shoot.
Yeah.
I don't know where I got that from.
And I mean, Brazilian locomotives. I don't know what they're known for. Apparently, they're known for not going to Brazil.
Okay.
Okay, so do we have a? Can I have a consensus from the judges as to who's going to go first between Northern and I? Because Northern is going to be representing the Pershing, and I'm going to be representing 97.
I have no personal discrepancies with either of these engines.
Pershing.
I have bias engine G.
Okay, Engine G. All right. Well, then East, you have to flip.
Go with G.
G. Okay. Let me just look at these two locomotives really quick and try to understand what the hell's going on here.
Okie dokie.
I already know that I have some distinct disadvantages, and I'm wondering where exactly my advantages are. So I'm gonna
You
go.
don't have any.
I'm gonna go with rigid wheelbase or driver wheelbase.
15 and a half feet.
All right, cool. That's 1 point for me. 14 feet. Can somebody keep score, please? East, could you keep score? I trust you to keep score.
He's deafened.
Oh, never mind. Bender, can you keep
I'll do
score?
it.
Or Dean, can you keep score?
I'm gonna. Go.
So who got what point?
Oh, boy.
Nothing yet.
Oh no.
Ellis got driver wheelbase.
You did. Okay, so
All right.
Right.
Oh, I just realized I have my photos the wrong way around. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I got driver wheelbase. What can I do next? There are some, tubes.
165 at 2-inch.
Damn it, 140 at 2 inch. Okay, you win that one.
Okay, now.
Hmm.
Let's call high pressure cylinder.
High pressure cylinders. I've got two of them at 19 by 26.
2 of them at 21 by 28.
Oh wow, those are big cylinders.
Boiler pressure,
Oh, no, I was hoping you wouldn't ask this. 180.
190.
Oh, that's way lower than I thought it was going to be.
Okay, that makes me worried about this next stat, but
It still
tractive
beats them.
effort.
Tractive effort. My tractive effort is 29,918 pounds.
Okay, 35,611.
Yeah, you have huge F-off cylinders, of course,
Uh,
compared to
driver
mine.
diameter?
Driver diameter. Oh, you win this one. 48 inches.
56.
Yeah, you have big drivers.
Uh,
Okay.
Flues.
Flues. I do have flues. 21 at 5.375.
26 at the same.
Damn it!
Being whooped.
I have a point.
Firebox area.
Firebox area is 134 square feet.
181 square feet.
Okay.
Great area. Let's just keep going down the list.
Oh, 30.
32.7.
Okay, well, it was close.
Yeah. Evaporative heating surface.
1410.
1862.
Yep.
Superheating surface.
287.
420. Nice.
Nice. Plays it. Okay.
Combined heating surface.
1,697 square feet.
22,082 square feet.
Okay.
I said that wrong. Yeah.
2,287.
Yeah.
Is I assume what you meant.
2,282.
Oh, 82. Okay.
Brain mangled it, but it's bigger.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if it's two bigger or 2,000 bigger. I still lose.
Yeah. Evaporative heating surface divided by cylinder volume.
Oh wow, mine is so bad. 165.3.
Oh, I about had a heart attack. 165.95.
Damn it! Damn it! I was
What?
hoping I would be able to get you on that one.
Robert B. Messina's power computation.
5,400.
6213.
Mm-hmm.
Same as above plus superheater percentage.
6318.
7331.
Okay.
I feel like this is just mean at this
I'm
point.
putting Engine G. Yeah, Engine G is dead to me now.
Same as above, but substitute firebox area for great area.
28,220.
40,580.
Okay, yeah. No, I was looking forward to getting an Engine G card out of the next patch. Now I'm not so much. But if you, dear viewer, want an Engine G card, keep attuned to our website, theironhorseman.com. There you can buy our unique steam locomotive trading cards and play this game with your friends. Figure out what
Does
is
that
the
count
best railroad.
Does that count against my calling time?
No. What is your next call?
Power L1.
Power L1 7872.
10,348.
Those extra 10 pounds of boiler pressure are really helping you.
I know, I did not expect it to be this bad. Power MT.
I hope I can flip the script with this one, even though it's not good. 56901.
608.36.
Yeah, no, damn it. Close though. Okay.
Did I already call? Yeah.
There are all the power computations gone.
Yeah.
I didn't think I was.
I already called. Trying to remember what I already called.
One thing right.
Yeah.
I should have gone with, because there are some things that I feel like I definitely would have had.
Let's go tender water capacity.
Tender water capacity, 6,000 gallons.
Is that? Oh, you take it back 54,000.
Okay, I'll take that one. I mean, your tender trucks are almost touching, so.
And now comes the reversal.
I remember I went to the Strasbourg Railroad and we were on the shop tour and they pointed out how close the tender trucks on 31 are to one another. And they said, yeah, we were trying to see how close we could get them before it stopped working. And because this locomotive has a large tender capacity, I will reveal that this is not its original tender. Tender fuel capacity.
I have 9 tons of coal.
I have 14 tons. This was taken off of a
Jesus
Central
Christ.
Vermont engine that was a little bigger.
Yeah, I'm not winning
That's
that.
20 points.
Yeah, we're at 20 points already.
Yep.
God, what's the score? Like 3 to 17.
17-3.
God damn it.
Bye.
Oh my
Bad.
God, how do I even get more points?
You don't.
Factor of
Is
adhesion.
there- 4.21.
Okay, 4.08. I'll take that. There are places where I might be able to get some points. I just don't know how. Definitely not there, and definitely not there. Let's go with weight on drivers.
150,000.
Cool, 122,000 pounds. Max minimum weight of rail.
63.
51. Engine weight.
166,400.
141,000 pounds. Min axle loading, which you're going to have to do the math for that because you're looking at the steam locomotive page. Just take your weight on drivers and divide it by 4.
Yeah.
37,500.
37,000 and a half.
Okay, 30,500.
Ugh, that's a lot. That's light.
Yeah, he's a small bean. But the rest of these, I don't think I can win. So I'm gonna try one more shot in the dark. Ellis Tamelio's weight computation, which is weight on drivers divided by engine weight. I already have
Ooh,
my
that's-
number. It's 0.87, but I'm hoping yours is worse.
0.9.
Damn it. Okay, well, you can take that point, and then you can go to style points if you want, or you can keep calling. Should have gone to style points. There aren't too many other things you can call.
Yeah, but going off a comment you said, I'm tempted to call one of them, but that's still No, wait, it has to be heavier because of the... You have the tender weight.
Maybe.
Tender loaded weight.
No! It's the same weight as the locomotive. It's 140,000 pounds.
109,000.
Yeah, that's why I didn't call that one.
Yeah, I was waiting for you to call it until I realized, wait a minute, he said that much coal and water, so...
Yeah, I have a big tender.
Yeah. Total engine and tender weight.
181,000... Oh, sorry, that number is wrong. 281,000 pounds.
275,400.
Damn. Yeah, my Thickums tender is doing me in.
Yeah. Number and class?
1.
1,570.
Yeah, okay, yeah. There's a reason I didn't call that.
Builder?
Builder, Alco Cook.
Baldwin.
Yep.
Okay, then I think I kind of have to move to style points now.
Okay.
Because anything else I call is just going to hand it back to you.
I mean, maybe. Well, one of the judges is deafened, and the other one is muted. So, Dean, do you have a pick for judge's choice?
Yes.
There are not many options left.
Year built.
1923.
1917.
Wait, what?
Yeah,
I
it's a
had
war
no
locomotive.
idea you were younger than me. Or older than me.
It's a war locomotive, of course.
Yeah, I thought it was the other war.
No, this is the one they based that one on.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
this was the grandpa.
Well, it's called the Pershing, and the Pershing tank was after... You know.
That's
Yes, but Pershing was the
but
general in
General
World
Pershing
War One.
fought in World War One.
Yeah, but I
Mhm.
didn't figure they'd be naming stuff after him that early.
That's how this works.
What do you mean? They
That's
waited
how-
until after the next war to name a tank after him.
No,
That's how it works. So,
No, how it works is after a commander has died, they name something after him.
Yeah,
That's how
but-
it
but
works.
Pershing-
They don't do it when he's alive.
but Pershing wasn't dead until when did he die?
Good point. Good
48.
Yeah, that's my point, Dean.
caution. That is weird.
They named it after him while he was still alive. And in the earlier war. I spent this entire time thinking I was 20 years younger or older than you.
I'm special.
Okay, well, there's that.
Yeah,
I
at least he
am
didn't
my
call
father's
Valkia.
son.
Bender, do you have a selection? There's a couple of things available. Loco base ID, number built, wheelbase ratio,
Number built.
engine wheelbase.
Oh, yeah.
What'd you say?
Never mind. I thought.
Oh, okay.
said
I
one of the
thought
ones
I thought
they
better said
called.
something. I think it's
No,
all of
just
the
PD.
available numbers or available things.
I guess length.
Oh, engine wheelbase. Oh, overall wheelbase also isn't
Yeah.
done. You want to do that one?
Engine wheelbase.
Engine wheelbase 22 for me.
23.67.
Oh shoot, I should have done that one. Well, whatever, I'll take it.
Yeah, there are a few in
more
here I
than-
was going, those should have been calls, but I'm glad you didn't.
Yeah, well, I didn't know because I've got the spacing was throwing me off, and I didn't have the sense of scale.
Oh, that's fair.
I've got the little thicky drive wheels, you know. But there's
Oh, I could have called overall wheelbase because you have the long tendon.
yeah, we'll
Oh,
see.
well.
I don't know that one either, but East isn't here to say anything, so I guess we'll just move on to style points. Unless both of the other judges want to. No, you know what? That's not how that works. I'm not doing myself in like that. Style points. I operate sometimes.
Yep.
So
Sometimes.
I when it's not broken, I operate.
well, I mean, so does Northern, because I think Texas State has a
Yeah, they operate
159
a
too.
But what is this one?
The-
This
That's
is
not-
this is the one. Like I'm not asking about all of them. We're not talking about engine G here. We're talking about
Oh, right,
97.
yeah. Yeah, this one doesn't run.
Yeah.
Yeah, this
Oh,
is
for
101.
I'll take that one. I'm fighting that one. I have
This
more
one has
sand
a cool
capacity
story,
also. I have more sand capacity. I also have. I guess I have a stack cap. I have a stack cap that you don't. Oh, I have power reverse.
That's pretty good, yeah.
I have power reverse,
Yeah.
and that's the thing that gets me, right? Because I remember talking to the Valley Railroad guys, and they pointed out the 97 and power reverse, and it's kind of weird that a consolidation of this age, or really at all, has power reverse. And it's like, yeah, it was kind of a fancy build.
It's also right there in the picture.
Yeah, but here's the thing. The first time I saw the photo of engine G, my first thought was, huh, that's a consolidation with power reverse. I haven't seen one since 97. And I didn't investigate
And
that
then
further.
it hit you.
No, it didn't hit me until like 2 weeks ago. And there were years in between those two thoughts. The thought and the realization.
Wait, does 97 have a smoke light? What is that?
It's just the
cap.
exhaust from the dynamo. It doesn't have a smoke light.
Yeah, it's just us.
I do have lighted number boards, which this thing apparently does not, unless they're missing. Oh wait, no, they're just missing.
Yeah.
The glass is just missing out of the thing.
Oh,
Got that. I've got
Northern
this.
has an embossed number plate
Yeah, so do I.
You?
on the cab. You do?
I have it on the front.
Well, I meant like on the cab. I
Okay,
thought
well,
we
yeah,
didn't
Northern
have
has
that
more.
on the front.
In this case, he would just have more, yeah.
Yeah, no, that has
Yeah.
more. I have an air ringer.
Oh,
That's pretty
I
good.
have white walls, I guess.
You do have white
Well,
walls. Yep.
Looking at it, 101 was sent overseas to Korea, so I don't know if that counts.
That does count.
It-
I mean, you served
it
in
does
multiple
count.
countries.
And it was
Uh,
also donated back to the United States. Awesome W.
All right, I'm back. Who won?
Where I mean,
Nothing yet.
I'm losing.
Damn.
Give us a stat, East.
I mean, the only
What?
stats left to call are like wheelbase ratio, overall wheelbase, and number built.
Who had high number in class?
Well, mine is 1, so do with that what you will.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's a USATC engine.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, he's just a U.S. Army engine.
Have we done ET's weight?
Yeah, we did
Yes.
everything except for those 3 that I just mentioned.
The first one was what, wheelbase ratio?
Yeah, ratio, overall, and then builder. Oh, we also didn't do valve gear, but I don't think we need to do that one.
Yeah,
Okay.
looking at it, valve gear doesn't matter.
Engine wheelbase, you said?
Yeah. Or sorry, no, overall wheelbase. Engine wheelbase was done.
I guess overall wheelbase then.
Okay, overall wheelbase for me is 52.19 feet.
57.41.
I'm not sure if mine is...
I don't think
right
it is because
number.
you said the big
Yeah, it's
tender,
the bigger
right?
tender. I mean, I should get back out there with a tape measure.
A slightly larger tape measure.
Yeah, a slightly larger tape measure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't recall if I took those out of the thing or if I just went and I measured that. Whatever. I'm gonna mark that as a question mark. But then again, you could always just have a few more feet on me for whatever reason. It's not like my tender is absurdly long.
Who had the bigger drivers?
I did.
Not me.
Yeah, I
Northern
figured. What's your guys' drivers? Just for curiosity's
48.
sake. Versus?
50. Where was it?
50 something.
I lost
I
the
think
age.
51.
Well, 50 something is very wide range.
56.
Yeah, 56 inches
Mhm.
for you. Which, yeah. Yeah, I'm not. That number is suspicious. So I will have to
Yeah.
check on that. The real question is it the same as the datasheet or what I have for Engine G? Because that would be the sort of takeaway. That would, if it's the same, then it's wrong. Yeah, so it's the same, and it's wrong. Got to get back there with a tape measure.
Front-mounted compresses a style point?
No.
Hmm.
Don't stand flying pumps, although they aren't really
I
flying
will.
pumps. I don't really think I don't actually know what I have. You might have
It all
more
seems
air
to
compressing
have-
capacity than me, because you do have 2 pumps. I don't know.
Oh
what I
man,
have.
I just looked at the score.
Yeah.
I think I also have
But
more.
Ella seems to have more sand.
I already asked for more sand. Didn't you give me the
Yes.
point
Yeah.
for that?
No,
He has
no,
more
I didn't.
sand.
14. 15, there you go.
Let's see if we can't claw us back from the.
No,
jaws
I'm
of
dead.
defeat.
I'm no longer alive. Is the thing. I have expired. It is 15 to 26. I'm going to throw in the towel. So
I
Okay,
realize it was that bad.
fan-driven smoking.
you shut up.
In cab signaling.
Yeah, I definitely don't have that. I probably have. I might have a radio. I don't know.
Probably.
Yeah, he's got radio equipped.
You have ATS, definitely.
Yeah.
Smoke deflectors.
No.
What?
Let's just get this.
Okay. Anyway, the
Well, it's
winner
called
is
the
the
tw- tw-
U.S.
tw-
Army Pershing, just being the larger locomotive with slightly higher boiler pressure.
That
by the
power,
points.
that power rate off is brutal.
Yeah. No, it is. It's usually pretty one-sided. If an engine's more powerful, it's more powerful. There aren't too
Yeah.
many
In the
aren't too
murder
many
you.
ways around that.
So I maintain my winning streak.
You do. Congratulations.
Again,
yep.
use your fighter to go up against the C-62.
No.
No.
No one should do that.
I challenge everyone.
Just find a way to just clobber it on points and then have enough. I mean,
Haven't.
the Milwaukee S2 would probably manage.
Yeah.
Of course.
I mean,
Get me a detailed stat sheet for the C62, and I'll get back to you in a few months.
yeah. I will
Northern
make a new
Northern is
engine.
going off to run experiments. Anyway, who are we voting for?
Do we want to plug in S2 versus C62?
No,
That doesn't win ever.
no. I feel like that's just that's abusing the system.
How?
Because I don't love when absurd comebacks are made on style points, like because the style points that actually matter run out fairly quickly, and then it's I know the C62 and the S2 are pretty good at not that, but when it comes down to a question of like what is the better locomotive, I don't really think it's much of a debate. When it's like, yes, the S2 is a larger and more powerful engine than the C62.
But that doesn't make it worse or better.
I mean,
There are like 10 points you can walk away from.
yeah. I mean, fine. If you wanna hash this out, write it in the thing. If that's how you really feel about it. But I don't think that's sitting there and arguing about the betterness of the C62 versus the S2. I feel like that's pretty cut and dry where those two stand relative to one another.
It is an ongoing argument.
Yeah, I wonder how this could have happened.
Anyway. Well, fine then. Fine then. Then it's gonna go in here. You two
It's
certainly have
reverse
plenty of style
psychology.
points. So, I mean, again, do we have votes?
I'll go with 97 because I like Engine G.
G.
Pershing, pity
Pershing,
point.
Pershing gets a pity point. Okay.
Well,
All right.
I mean,
Pity point, he says, having had.
it's not
what was
much
it?
pity because
It's you know, I'm gonna say it's pity. I don't see you being Engine G.
the pity's
uh,
point.
Okay. Anyway, it's time to do some. We're pretty much right on time too. Let's do some discussion topics. And as
Freaking buses.
dusk comes around here in
Chiquaga.
Chiquaga, yeah. I'm curious about opinions on night trains, or rather, how damn great they are.
Working on the night train.
Because we have
it's actually nice.
a company seeking to start a luxury sleeping car train between San Francisco and LA, which is a great spot to just throw a night train.
That is.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
how
that
far
is-
is it between the two?
Driving?
I mean, just in general.
Driving is what, like 6 hours?
Is it really?
Yeah, it's 5
7
hours,
hours?
40 minutes on I-5, but that assumes no traffic, I imagine. And also,
The
it's
thing
just
is no
like
traffic on
from
the five.
when you type in San Francisco as the starting point and Los Angeles as the end point instead of a specific location within those cities.
Yeah.
So it probably makes a difference. I mean, then again, 6 hours is not bad. I know it's much slower on the Coast Starlight, so I'll try to pull that up if you guys want to just chit chat while I do this. But they actually, the company is called Dreamstar, and they apparently just signed some kind of collaboration with Union Pacific.
That
Yeah.
sounds like a very sus company, honestly. Dreamstar.
Yeah. I think
Okay,
one of
you're
the
judging a
interesting
book
things
by its
about
cover.
yeah.
No,
I
but
think
when
Yeah.
it's-
No, I
like-
think it's very base that they're doing this. Do we know what kind of stock they're going to use, or are they going to get new build stock?
Not a clue.
it sounds like they want to use bi-levels.
Okay,
a
but like
bi-level- yeah, I mean, that's
They're going to get
Superliner.
Superliner secondhand, yeah.
superliners make
Yeah.
sense.
I
Yeah.
would love that.
That would be cool.
I mean, they already
sounds-
they know it works on the route.
Yeah.
The quote apparently is, "We intend to remanufacture existing bi-level cars. We have a couple sources that we're talking with."
Okay, so they're definitely, that sounds like secondhand Superliners.
Yeah.
Either superliners or like the high levels, right?
The high levels still exist, yeah. Like most of the high levels.
If they can't get the
Cars.
superliners and the high levels, yeah, and those would work fine too.
Well, the thing is with the superliners is Amtrak is not getting rid of them in
Yeah.
the next 10 years.
So
No, they
considering
will
the-
because they're going to place them with like shitty other superliners.
There are
No,
already
but-
some that are on the market, aren't there? Because they don't, the fleet isn't
I'm
100%
90%.
consolidated with Amtrak.
I'm pretty sure most of the ones on the market are like Amtrak just can't run anymore for reasons.
Well, yeah, we've talked in the past about how rough it has been for Amtrak to get spare parts and things like that, but if a private company could theoretically either try to make parts of their own or go outside whatever supply chain that Amtrak uses, if that's a possibility, I feel like yeah, it's going to be superliners or high levels. Like, I can't think of
Yeah.
any other bi-level rail cars that have been built for sleeping car service.
Gallery rail cars.
I mean,
Coming
they
out-
could.
No.
I'm not
I mean-
sleeping in a gallery car. Like, imagine the fear of falling off the top bunk, but it's all the way down the middle of a coach.
That's,
Yeah, it's like it goes on one switch and flings half of the train, like half a story off the coach.
The conductor is playing "Let the Bodies Hit the Floor."
No. What happens is there's a giant trampoline on the floor.
Yeah, it bounces
So
you
that-
back to the other
you-
side.
Yeah, no. So you book the you have to book the entire top floor.
Yeah.
For the record,
But Okay, go ahead.
The Coast Starlight currently runs the San Francisco to LA run with with the like dozen or however many stops in about 12 hours. So it is pretty much the perfect kind of timing for a night train if you're keeping to that schedule, which I assume a night train would be faster because you don't have to make intermittent stops.
Yeah, if it's just straight LA to San Francisco, then it's probably going to be around 8 hours.
Well, 8 hours, or I would say 10 as a
Yeah, you could
conservative
probably
estimate.
run that as like 5 p.m. to 8 a.m. That would be.
Well, I was going to say 12 hours is 8 p.m. to 8 a.m. You know,
Yeah.
and so if it's 10 hours, if you're departing at 9 and arriving at 7, or departing at 8 and arriving at 6,
Yeah, you'd probably want to like arrive at like 7, I'd imagine.
that works really well too. And I mean, sleep. The advantage of a night train, obviously, I'm preaching to the choir here, but the advantage of a night train is it's just like you get on, you go to sleep, you wake up, and you're in where you want to go.
The whole like rejuvenation of night trains in Europe is fascinating to me,
Mm-hmm.
and I think it is something that could very well work in the U.S. over this like similar distances. You know, not like LA to Chicago or anything like that, but like San Francisco to LA, where it's like one trip there to there as you sleep. I think that is really good, and I think they chose the perfect starting location.
Oh,
I mean, yeah.
Like I
This has a-
personally can't think of a better starting location that like so many people travel between. That's not the Northeast Corridor.
That
I don't know
already
many
doesn't
people-
have, and on top of that, it already doesn't have a robust, like, transportation between the two. You know,
Yeah.
like you have the Coast Starlight, one train in each direction each day, and that is
At
all your options.
very awkward times.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's also like I think the southbound is 100% during the day. Like you leave at 9 a.m. from Oakland and you arrive in Los Angeles at like 9 in the evening. So it's your
If
all
you're
day
on
affair.
time.
You're spending the whole day. I mean, looking out the window, the views are absolutely incredible.
I
But-
have a question on this.
What?
This is the same thing that California High Speed Rail is trying to do, right? Between LA and San Francisco.
Yeah, but California High Speed Rail is going to be using like the inland route.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying to like for competition or anything like that. I'm just trying to think like the train would probably leave from LA Union.
Yep.
I just don't know the station layout in.
According to the article, they're working on
San
something to
Francisco.
get directly into downtown San Fran at the Caltrans stop.
That's what I figured. That's gonna be if this comes through and California High Speed Rail comes through and Brightline goes through and Caltrain goes through and normal Amtrak. That's gonna be an amazing spot for a rail cam.
Give
Yeah.
me an overnight high-speed train, though.
Well, see, I don't
mean-
think I mean, throwing a camera at LAUPT would definitely work. I was going to say, because along the way, in order to get into San Francisco, you have to use the coastline, which is going to be nowhere near
Mhm.
CHSR. Once you leave LA, they're, miles and miles. There's a
Completely
mountain range
separate,
between them. But yeah, so it would run up through San Jose, and yeah, it would run into San Francisco, probably San Francisco 4th and King Street, which is the northern end of the line that goes from San Jose on the west side of the bay there. I mean, again, I think it works perfectly. I hope this works. I'm surprised to hear that they aren't being completely stonewalled by Union Pacific.
My guess is because it's at night and it's like nonstop, so
Mhm.
they're just gonna treat it like it's a normal train. Because
Mm-hmm.
like if it doesn't have to stop, there's no reason like to complain that it's interrupting your schedule, especially at night.
I guess.
And to be fair, on a system that doesn't see that much traffic.
Yeah. They want a
Yeah.
range of classes from economy roomettes to deluxe first class staterooms. So the bottom tier, you still get a bed.
I hope so.
Service would include showers, high-speed internet, app-based arrangements for tickets, onboard food, beverage, and hospitality services, and last-mile transportation. So they probably going to want to partner with like Uber or something, like
Yeah.
Brightline has done,
Or-
right?
No, Brightline has their own cars.
Oh, they have their own cars. Okay, I thought I remembered them having a partnership with Lyft early on.
They have a partnership with Uber, but it's only for first class services.
Oh, okay.
But the normal Brightline has a bunch of electric vehicles they have, which is 5 miles radius free, or it's free transportation within 5 mile radius of the station.
They say they want the fares to be on the low end of overnight rail travel in North America, which is an interesting way to put it since there's not very much of that. But the real price point here is you would be, quote, competitive with plane tickets and bought within the typical business travel window, less than 3 weeks before departure, or the cost of a flight with advanced tickets purchased plus a hotel. So, yeah, I mean, the thing when you look at the price point that you have to consider is you're doing this instead of a night in a hotel, and it's transportation. Which, again, that's why night trains are good.
Yeah, but even then, like, you want to enjoy being on the train too, like.
Yeah,
well, I don't think many people taking the service are going to be people wanting to enjoy on the train. I think they're going to want to, go to bed in LA and wake up in San Francisco,
or vice versa.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think if you want to enjoy this trip, you take the Starlight because then you get you get the daytime views, and it's not like the Starlight is going to go away. This provides a nice counterpart. I think that they definitely want to make it an experience, a good experience. Like to your point, Dean, you definitely want to enjoy your time here. There's a little bit of mention about food in this. Onboard delivery options for breakfast is what they mention here.
Onboard delivery is an interesting way to phrase it, other than just cafe car.
Well, it sounds like
I think that
it sounds like they wouldn't be. It sounds like it'd be delivered directly to your room.
Yeah, that's a lot more what it sounds like.
No. What they do is when a passenger orders from like Uber Eats, they stop the train, wait for the
No,
car
you
to
don't
get
stop
there.
the train. You get the mail hook out.
Okay,
Yeah,
I have a story about this I heard from a friend.
Yeah.
Go on.
I had a story that a friend riding on Amtrak once called ahead to a restaurant and asked, "Hey, can you meet the train with my order at X?" They did it.
Oh yeah,
I've heard people doing that.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. People do that all the time. In fact, when the dining car broke on my experience on the Southwest Chief,
Oh yeah.
They just bought out an entire. They bought out an entire pizza joint. Basically, they just had they had cars pulling up to the train, just offloading.
I remember you
tons
talking
of
about
pizza.
This eons ago.
Yeah, that was 6 years ago almost now.
It's that scene from Generation Kill where it's just a bunch of Toyota Corollas with like Pizza Hut things on them, just like pulling up, just in the middle of the desert. Food.
Anyway, I have plenty of opportunities to jump off into Brightline there, but what I really want to hear about is the specifications for the new Amtrak cars, because these, this service might be picking up superliners, whether they be ex-Amtrak or whether they be recently ex-Amtrak or ex-Amtrak. And Amtrak is currently looking to bolster its fleet both to get rid of old stuff, but let's be honest, they're not going to get rid of old stuff. They're going to be like, we need every seat that we can. They're blowing up their ridership records and stuff lately.
Record ridership all over. They're down stock, so what better time to issue new specifications? Yeah. So, if y'all haven't heard, recently Amtrak released a 1,000-page document detailing new specifications for bi-level rail cars.
Yeah, sadly, I didn't have the time to read it.
It is a very long read. It is a very interesting read, but I have 7 or 8 highlights, and that'll still probably take up this entire time. So, the important, the 4 key things that I really took out when skimming it was, they want these to last for 40 years. They want these to be semi-permanently coupled, but even if the train decouples, they still want it to be able to interact with regular couplers. They want a maximum of about 12 cars before the train line HEP functions get stressed. They want them designed for 110 miles an hour.
Nice.
Yeah, it seems like they want an overall height of about 16'4", which is in line with existing Amtrak superliners. And they want plug doors. This is the one that really got me. Each coach seat's going to have 2 USB ports and 2 sockets available to it.
Ellis, I think one of the links for the Brightline articles is wrong.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, I don't think police. Husband of PSL math teacher shoots himself and the wife.
Which
Brightline
article?
It's one of the Palm Beach Post ones.
Which, okay.
There's a lot.
Oh.
6 on the
What's going
that
on?
one.
What?
What did you
What
do?
just happened?
The one I just deleted on accident. Number 6 on the first one. The
Oh,
link
this
might
is
have gone-
okay. So the link broke, and it no longer goes to anything. So it just sends you to the main page.
Yeah.
Damn. Okay. Well, we'll get rid of that one. Anyway, let's back to Amtrak.
Yeah, they want to integrate electronics such as digital displays, keyless room access, in-train video surveillance, which is kind of interesting. Yeah. The other big thing is they want full accessibility. In their standard consist of, they aim for about 10 cars, they want to have 2 cars with passenger elevators. So people with wheelchairs can get up and down easily.
Okay. Yeah, we talked about the units in a previous thing, and the consensus was this is not really a good plan, but they've thought about this a lot. I feel like it's, they'll figure it out.
Yeah. There's literally 1,000 pages to prove they've thought about this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Overall, there's a lot of just one thing that also really stuck out to me when I was reading through it. They want the electrical systems on the cars to be resistant to the effects of running underneath the wire.
Well, that's smart.
Yeah. So that kind of makes me wonder if Amtrak isn't also looking at upgrades to the Northeast Corridor or further electrification outside of it.
Well, currently, yeah, there are a handful of Superliner trains that operate under the wires on the Northeast Corridor very briefly. Well, there may not be a handful. There may just be the one, which is the Capital Limited. I don't know about the other ones. Most of the stuff coming from the south continues all the way to New York, which is a problem for Superliners because of clearance. Not under the wires, just in general.
I think it could also just be future-proofing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that.
They don't have any direct plans right now, but who knows what the future holds.
Mm-hmm. So
Absolutely.
the other interesting thing in this is, okay, where is it? I had the page written down. Again, there are literally 1,000 pages in here. Finding all of them again is a bit complex. Amtrak wants to introduce a new type of car that they are calling the Solo Suite, which is
Damn,
a
made
lot
for me.
like It's a
Damn,
lot like the
okay.
It's kind of
The Mughals.
Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah. Which is a lot like the actual style of roomette instead of the Amtrak roomette, which is technically a sectionette with the fully enclosed sleeping space for 2 people. It's designed for 1 person. And according to the Amtrak design document, they want them facing each other so that the wall in the middle can be removed to form some sort of communal meeting space during the day, which sounds entertaining. Yeah.
They're gonna convert the whole coach into a dining car in the middle of the day, and then convert it back to beds at the end.
You want to accidentally flip the wall.
Yeah, and it's... So Amtrak is also introducing a lot of new accessible room types. Accessible double bedrooms, accessible twin bedrooms, accessible premium bedrooms.
What does the premium bedroom hold?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. There is a lot of documentation here. Not all of it is good.
Basically, better and or worse than a Superliner for more cost.
So a full queen size bed.
Mhm.
Oh, probably.
I'm gonna be able to hang my feet off the side of the car.
Yeah. And the other thing that I found when looking
Out the
through it is
window.
that they want to introduce club bedrooms, which are bedrooms specifically designed for 4 people. And on their priority sleeper proposal, they want 4 of those. So
Wow.
that's... Yeah. Seems like they're really leaning heavily into the capacity because looking at what they want their standard contest to be, an in-coach, 1 standard coach, 1 priority sleeper, 1 diner, 1 cafe, 1 lounge, 2 standard sleepers, 1 priority sleeper, and then a crew utility car. They want
A crew
98
utility
people.
car?
Yeah. It's baggage car, essentially.
It's okay, so it's like a transition baggage, basically.
Yeah, it's a combination of the transition baggage
Yeah, okay.
I would assume a crew sleeper as well.
Yeah.
As that's probably
A
half of
creeper?
it.
yeah, but
A creep car.
yeah, across that they want 329 people total, discounting all the areas seating and dining for dining and relaxing.
Mm-hmm.
Which
I have a
229 people across 7 cars isn't that bad maximum capacity.
I was gonna ask how that stacks up, but I also feel like these are going to be compatible with their current rolling stock. As much as
Almost
they
absolutely.
as much as they probably want to replace this or that or the other thing, I feel like a dining car is more intensive in terms of maintenance than a sleeper car.
Mhm.
So keeping a bunch of Superliner sleepers around will not be all that hard to... You can just stack more cars on the end of this train, on the end of this unit, right?
Yeah.
Um,
One of the design things they specifically call out is that any car with 70 draft gear must allow the substitution of standard couplers, allowing for maximum flexibility.
Oh, see, that is a really good idea. That is a very good idea. So you could, you have these semi-perma-coupled, presumably semi-perma-coupled units of trains, but if something breaks and you need to sub in a Superliner diner for the new diner, you can still do that.
Mhm.
That's smart.
Now, you said that there was going to be one coach, right? Was that right?
There is one end coach, one standard coach, and one priority coach. Oh, I should probably talk about that. The priority coach is going to be a 2x1 seating arrangement, while the standard coach is exactly what it sounds like.
Okay.
What
Yeah.
is a 2x1, by the way?
Two seats
Two
on
on one
side,
side,
one
one on the other.
I hate that.
Why do you hate that?
Because the Superliner is already perfect.
I mean,
Yeah, so
fair.
yeah. And Amtrak, looking at it, wants to have 2 elevators a train set, one in the priority coach and one in the priority sleeper. I might have already mentioned that, but I don't remember.
Here's a Pullman car with 2x1.
Yep.
It's pretty standard for like business class.
Yeah.
Pretty standard for airlines.
Yeah, that as well. Well, airlines that
And Amtrak-
don't suck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah,
Well,
Amtrak
that's
also mentioned
almost
they
not-
want these designed for about 1,870 feet of train length in total, which is about 22 cars.
it's pretty
I
good.
mean, big aspirations.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, again, they always need more capacity.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah,
I mean,
especially with the fact.
Like,
recently,
I guess they're like,
people have been talking about how the prices for roumettes have shot up, like over the last year or two, and it comes around to they finally
More
realized
train.
what people would pay for them and still sell out the trains.
Mm-hmm. Because Amtrak ridership is, I don't have a membership.
Oh, bump. Anyway, it's
And
high. The
congratulations,
point is, it's
it's
high.
Yeah.
A lot of people are riding the
massive.
train.
Yeah. They just need more cars. Also, for 22 car lengths, spoilers, a mail contract coming back? Question mark.
MHCs, please.
Please, I beg.
Or even just like less than carload stuff. Like if I could drop, I want
Yeah, I'm gonna
bring
I'm gonna
back
drop
express
ship
box
on
cars.
Amtrak.
Um,
Well, so something I found Amtrak does do is they do ship stuff in the baggage cars. Like you can pay Amtrak to like ship stuff for you.
I thought they recently stopped doing that.
Oh, they did? I didn't know. they
I don't know.
stopped
I remember like learning that it was a thing when I learned that they no longer do it.
that. Damn.
But I might be wrong. But they
but
should
it's-
do that if they don't.
But man, the Silver Star and Silver Meteor need more capacity, like desperately. I was like, this was pre-COVID, maybe 2018, 2019. I was at Orlando, and it's like, yeah, no, we sold out the train at Orlando. Like 360 people got on at Orlando heading north.
Mm-hmm.
Like there was no room on the train for anyone else going north if you were north of Orlando. Like if you're in Savannah, you're out of luck. Train's full.
Yeah, it's you think about this and it's like, damn, the experience can be miserable. You can be super late. Like stuff breaks. The cars are old. It's slow, and it's still selling out because people want to people don't feel like driving sometimes, and they don't like flying, and they don't feel like being molested by the TSA. And
Yeah.
So looking at the Amtrak website, they do offer it still.
okay,
I
cool.
posted the proof in the podcast chat.
Speaking of increasing capacity, Brightline has 10 new coaches coming in a few months.
From
Um,
who do they buy their coaches from?
Siemens.
I hope they work.
Considering they've been working so far, I hope so too.
Have any of them
they've-
been damaged by incidents?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, good.
There
They
may
just
have been one that was damaged, but I don't think so.
they
I'm
need to
thinking
keep
of the one
armored
incident where
noses.
Brightline hit a card-carrying truck, and it like launched the front axle, like the front truck of the engine, like half a foot in the air. But I don't think that damaged the coach at all.
They should try parking one of the flatbeds in front of a Brightline train, like in that Michigan derailment.
No, they gotta put a snowplow, so it just cuts the cars in half.
Can I get the... Where's the truck from GTA when you need it?
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, Brightline has 10 new coaches coming in the summer, 10 new coaches coming in the winter, and another 10 coming in mid 2025. They haven't placed an order for them yet, according to the articles. However, it is more than likely they're going to place it because they are at capacity. Like fully at capacity. Like trains are like 95% full for the Orlando leg.
Yeah, I don't doubt it. I know people have been saying that it's expensive, but it's still selling out. I mean, if people go to Florida to spend money, right?
Yeah. I remember calculating this back in December, and it was like 97% capacity across all trains.
Yeah, I remember calculating that with you. The number of riders has somehow only gone up.
Jesus.
Fitting people on the roof now.
No, but I remember seeing something like, yeah, no, it is frequently to see the trains are completely like full, 100% full. Like that is just common now, which fantastic.
Hey, Northern, I hate to break it to you, but the fourth line of text on this page is Amtrak shipping is suspended until further notice.
God damn it. How did I miss that?
So, yeah, sadly. Again, I learned that it was a thing when I learned that it was no longer a thing.
Yep.
Wow, I really missed that somehow.
Yeah,
Check.
So not only, and Brightline, the stations they built have a capacity of 10 cars, or 10 coaches, which I genuinely think they're going to go up to, because if they're running 4 coaches now, they're going to run up to 5, 6, 7. They're going to be at 7 coaches by mid 2025, estimated. Which that's quite the train.
Yeah.
And I think Tampa's supposed to open by like 2030. They're probably going to have to order like 6 more train sets just for Tampa alone, because of the like way the stress is going to be put on the system. But at its current rate, I wouldn't be shocked if we're seeing 10-car trains by the time Tampa opens, which is, you know, wild to say the least.
I certainly have had no problems with... I certainly don't think they're going to have any problems with, like, train being too large for the locomotives. You know, it's... When they run the trains, did they have both engines cranking? Are they sort of MU'd, or are they just pulling from the one end?
So it is just pulling from one end.
Oh, okay.
It's push-pull service, I think. So one engine acts as a... just as a cab car.
Huh.
But both can work if necessary. You know, if one engine, you know, smacks a car or something.
Well, that would never happen.
No, why would you ever think that?
Okay. Curious. Interesting.
Unfortunately, Brightline is still losing money.
Well.
Or, well, quote, still losing money, because they were done making profit. Before Orlando opened, they were making profit off just the, like, Miami to West Palm Beach. With the, like, 6 train sets they had before they upped it, or 4 train sets they had before they upped it to 8.
Yep.
But they're close to breaking even on the Orlando leg, and they desperately need these new coaches.
Yeah, it's definitely going to help, you know? I feel like my Open TTD experience is factoring in here. It's like, oh, if we can have more train per train, we can make more money per train.
Oh God.
So that's you know, it's good to hear. And I've even heard some people, like, people that are not necessarily in the train zeitgeist talking about, like, oh yeah, you know, I think I'll go down and we'll take Brightline from Orlando, and, you know, da-da-da. It's like, oh.
Victory.
You know, it's like, you know, it's entered the normal like things you do in Florida.
And I think that's fantastic for 2 reasons. One, I am seeing more and more random people who have nothing to do with trains, just people I know from college, people I know from high school, middle school, so on and so forth, taking Brightline to get to Orlando. They have like no, they're not rail fans. They have no affiliation with trains like that. Just taking because it's convenient to them. And FIU is using Brightline. Like if there's a conference or something in Orlando, or like a sports team I see competing in Orlando, they're using Brightline.
Mm-hmm.
They're not flying and they're not busing them. They're using Brightline, which I think is amazing. And I'm sure
yeah.
they're getting a discount, but like that's still,
More visibility is always good.
Yeah.
Yep.
Honestly, that is good. It's there. It's better than taking the bus. It's better than chartering a bus.
Yep.
It's good.
And speaking of visibility, Brightline has announced 2 new stations. One in Stewart, which is quite nice. Stewart?
Didn't the Stewart not want a station or didn't like Brightline or something?
Stewart was the main people who were like anti-Brightline, and now they basically begged Brightline to give them a station to the point where they're pretty much paying for the whole station.
Nice.
I love attitude shifts like that. Stewart is also the city where remember the whole Coast Guard thing?
Yes.
That's Stewart.
Okay. Well, how's that going?
No updates on the Coast Guard, but it's just, relativity, it's like, it's the people who really don't like the train, beg to Brightline to give them a station.
Okay. Well, but how's, the bridge opening closing?
As far as I've heard, there's no conflicts as of right now.
Okay, they figured it out.
Everything's
It wasn't the end of the world.
Yeah. And Coco is getting a new station. Coco is right before, it's like, latitudinally, longitudinally, east-westatudinally, where Orlando is, just on the coast.
Okay.
It's right where Brightline splits off the FBC to go to Orlando.
It's right before Brightline takes a left.
Yeah, left hook. And man, some of the beaches in Coco are absolutely beautiful because it's I think Jupiter. So the Bahamas are on the east coast of Florida up until Jupiter. North of Jupiter is when you get the waves and stuff like surfing.
Mm-hmm.
Where you get some really nice beach action. And I remember Bender being very happy about this.
I mean, definitely nice. Plenty of nice beaches out there. I don't think I've ever been to the beach in Florida. I've been to Florida multiple times, but it was always for Disney purposes.
Florida beaches are very nice.
Yeah, we've got beaches over here. They're not as nice as Florida beaches, I would imagine, but they're definitely nice enough for my purposes.
So they have 2 spots for the thing, 2 potential spots. The first one is, quote, near the curve, which I assume is going to be right before they turn to Orlando. And the second spot is of the previous FEC station on the line. Or previously what the FEC station was. Both are good. I think the FEC station would be slightly better because it's more centralized. But I'm sure they know what they're doing.
Yeah, I'm sure people will come.
And Vero Beach and St. Lucie are very upset that
Why,
they didn't get
their
a station.
stations?
Yeah, so it was a 3-way beta war between Stewart, Vero Beach, and St. Lucie. And Stewart obviously won. And then Vero Beach and St. Lucie actually started blaming Ron DeSantis for it. Because he's not giving them the money they want so that they can have a station.
Oh, sorry, they gotta buck up like Stewart.
Yeah. And they're like, if we don't get a station, our community's gonna die. In this article, they are desperate.
I think they'll be
you're
okay.
attending to the Wild West. You need a station or you die.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Gators will get you. Just like in the Wild West.
Last train out of Gatortown.
That's a great. That's an alternate name of the podcast. I'm gonna write that down.
And let's finish off with Florida here quickly.
Let's finish off Florida. Keep cutting.
Yeah. Keep speaking.
Get the drills out.
So, Brightline's YTD monthly average is 15 million in revenue as of 5 days ago, which is year today.
Okay.
So in 3.5 months, pretty much when this was posted. They've made 15 million in revenue. They transported 250,000 people with an average cost of $66 a person. if they want to reach their 2024 target from 2019, they're going to need half a billion in revenue, 5.5 million passengers at $88 a person.
Wow, 5.5 million passengers.
Do they have the capacity for that?
They simply don't have.
Yeah, I was gonna say
anymore.
probably not yet.
The fare is split 85-15 with actual cost of fare and auxiliary revenue, which is like buying snacks or stuff at the station. And
Ooh, I want
whatnot.
some snacks.
However, if Brightline transports 3 million people in 2024, they make an operational profit.
Nice. Well, if they transport 3.5 million people, it gets to the next stretch goal, and they might actually be awarded a crossing gate somewhere,
Well,
or a spike. The big spikes that come up and shred your tires if you cross the gate.
yeah.
I mean, looking at Brightline's record, they did make $2 million in 2023. So
Yeah,
Is that $2 million or 2 million people though? Are we
Ridership.
Didn't we say 3 million people?
Yeah, ridership. And ridership should only go up. I don't know if they're going to hit the 3 million people this year, but maybe they will once they get the new coaches. They just need new coaches desperately.
You know, we need to line go up. If line ever does not go up, game over.
Yeah, speaking of a company that doesn't need so many coaches, but is also expanding rail service in South Florida, Tri-Rail, we now have some stats on the Coastal Link extension, quote unquote, which is from their normal main line. They
Key
get on the
West.
FEC and slide over to Miami Central.
Oh.
Unfortunately, no, not Key West.
Well, you said coastal. It got me excited.
Yeah, wrong coast. We're gonna build the 40-mile bridge out to Key West.
Yeah, do the other way, like the way that they didn't go in real life. The other thing that was being surveyed.
Please,
You know.
please, I beg. The passenger count has tripled from 100 people a day to 300 people a day,
Okay.
which doesn't seem like much, but I think they only run like 6 coastal trains a day or something like that.
I mean, it's not terrible.
And considering it's like 15 minutes and it just kind of connects you from Miami to the trial system, it's not that bad, I don't think. Especially, a 3 times increase is pretty good.
It'll take some time to sort of warm up.
Yeah,
People
it's
notice the connections.
I think it's good to have it at the very minimum, and it's not going to go away anytime soon because Tri-Rail on purposely rebuilt 2 engines to be Tier 4 compliant.
Nice.
And I think if they cut the service, I think they may actually just implode. It's like, damn, burn the engines down. Speaking of burning stuff down, can we burn the FEC's new paint scheme down, please?
What's wrong with the
That-
FEC's new paint scheme?
It's atrocious.
Ugly.
With the blue?
Yeah.
I love it.
Nah.
No,
course you
do,
I'm a radical. I'm the 10th dentist. I love the new FEC paint scheme. I think it looks Tron as hell.
See, I think it would be cool if it was 1 unit, 2 units, not the entire fleet.
I mean,
Or
that's
if it
probably
was-
fair. That's probably fair. But honestly, I'm not a huge fan of the FEC's old paint scheme. I feel like it's kind of uninspired and a little gaudy. The orange and yellow. I mean, I don't know. I feel like I've been predisposed to this because I also don't really like the sunset paint scheme. But that's just a theory. That's just like my opinion, man.
Just a theory.
Yeah.
okay,
Yep.
so I did the math, and Brightline physically cannot reach 3 million passengers without extra trains.
Okay, run it with I don't know if you can do it just halfway during the year. Run it with the extra cars. I think all of the extra cars they're running are just normal configuration, the 2x2. So I think they seat 60.
Is that
I was just doing-
gonna be double? Like, how many cars do they have right now? And they're getting 20 more.
They have 4 times 8, whatever that would be.
4 times 8 is 32.
Yeah.
No, they have. Don't they have 10 forecast sets at the moment, or?
No, 8 4-car sets.
Okay, so yeah, my Minecraft has taught me my 8 tables. So yeah, they have
Yeah.
32. They have a half a stack of coaches, and they're getting 20 more. So
Which is
that,
be almost doubling.
Yeah, it's almost the capacity should go up by like 60%.
Yeah.
They would be
So-
easily be able to make 3 million if they had the extra coaches.
Yeah, if you
Sweet.
like half total day, cut that in half. Or not total day. If you somehow like
Listen,
configure
Northern's
it
our
to-
guest, not our bookkeeper. We don't need to make him do all this math.
Okay,
No,
let's
I'm-
pull out the Excel
Yeah,
spreadsheet.
this is what I do exactly. No, I spent all day doing Merger Mania. I'm good. I
Well,
still need to
you guys
finish that
figure-
after we're done here. After I leave and pick up Gloria and come back here, having done none of the chores that I was supposed to do today.
Amazing. Well, you two figure out capacity things.
No,
I'm gonna
I
continue
won't
talking.
actually. I don't think we should.
Brightline West has begun construction,
Oh, that's good.
which I think I very vaguely talked about last time, but construction has, quote, intensifies.
Oh, construction intensifies.
Yeah. There are multiple road closures now that have been announced. What's this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like 10, 15 road closures that have been announced for construction of like bridges and underpasses and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And bigger news, Brightline has chosen the train sets for Brightline West.
Nice. They're
And
going
they're
across
going
the
to be-
desert to Vegas, so I expect them to look like the doof wagon.
The doof wagons.
Yeah,
Um,
it's Mad Max out there.
they're going to be Siemens Mobility American Pioneer 220 train sets.
All right, that means nothing to me. What is that?
It's okay. So look up the ICE4, and that's what it's going to be.
Oh, okay, okay.
It's
Also-
essentially an ICE 4, but like with ADA compliance and all that good
Well,
stuff.
they're gonna need the Ice 4 out there in the desert, so.
Yeah.
Also, running the rough math, if they get the extra train cars, they about make it.
Northern, you doing all this math for free is undercutting the collective bargaining that we should be able to do as a. Anyway.
I'll get to you about that.
So imagine that, but in the Brightline Paint scheme.
Gotcha. Imagine that,
they
but
ordered-
splattered with blood.
They ordered 10 train sets, which is, I don't know what the capacity is on those, but I assume 220 is the capacity. I assume 2 train sets are gonna like always be just kind of sat around as backup, which means they'll have 8 train sets, and if it's 3 hours, that means they'll probably have similar run hangover times as Brightline East, which is about 30 minutes to an hour, depending on if it's rush hour or not. Which I think is going to be really good if they do run trains every hour.
That's going to be a lot of trains, is the thing. You're going to need a lot of train sets, because that is not a short round trip.
Well, it's 3 hours. That's the thing.
20 is the design speed, actually.
Oh, never mind. The round trip will be very short.
Capacity varies between like 900 and 500.
Yeah. Okay, that's a lot more people than I was expecting.
That's not
Yeah.
counting all the drunk people collapsed in the walk, like
Yeah.
in between the cars, or in between the seats.
I think the round trip they said is going to be about 3 hours.
Okay, that's fairly impressive.
'cause-
I mean,
'cause
if they're
this
going to
is
be
like-
doing 220,
Yeah.
I want to see.
Um,
I want to see these things going around Tehachapi Curve like it's a roller coaster helix.
Yeah, instead of like going around a curve, it's an actual just like a loop-the-loop, except like one end exits higher than the other.
Yeah, exactly. It's I'm pretty sure I've done this in Roller Coaster Tycoon.
Just do the Porterfield in Ellis.
Yeah, no, you send it down into the canyon and then up the other side.
And I think also importantly, is California High Speed Rail and Brightline have previously said they want to match train sets for interchangeability.
Well, that's
So this could entirely mean we also have a sneak peek that California High Speed Rail is going to buy the American Pioneers as well.
That's a good possibility. The other possibility is California High Speed Rail, or that Brightline was tired of waiting on California High Speed Rail and just went with what they wanted.
That
Both are
could
a
be.
possibility.
Yeah, I can't wait for California High Speed Rail to come out and be like, yeah, we've bought Shinkansens.
We
It's gonna be
bought
like,
Yes.
Stadler expletives.
we bought the Stadler doing your mom.
It's got a giant plow in the front of it.
I mean, they.
Yeah, they're gonna be going. Anyway, all right. Is that all? Is that all from Florida? And and Vegas?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So let's get the little thing out of the way first because I really want to talk about Better's thing, but Dean has this little bit from NS, which is trying to win us over and failing.
Yeah. So Norfolk Southern is, well, they donated 1580, which is SD40, to the Roanoke chapter of the NRHS. It did hump service in Bellevue before. I think didn't that hump close or no?
I was gonna ask about that. Like, so this thing they killed the hump and then they gave the locomotive away.
Yeah, it sat in Juniata for 14 years.
Oh my god.
Yeah, before before the donation. So it's gonna stop at the TVRM for a much needed refresh, and it's gonna head back to be finished up by the chapter.
Yeah, that needs quite the.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm not gonna lie. This looks sad. It looks.
Yeah,
very...
it's.
Part of it is the lighting and the way the
is.
photo was taken, but it looks very sad.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
does.
Was this?
But like.
Oh, it was N&W. Okay, it was originally N&W
Yeah,
SD40, which means it was not long hood forward, probably. Bummer.
And according to this post, it was the first N&W SD40, so it's got some significance to it.
Yeah, that's pretty neat. I mean, they but Norfolk Southern should do more good stuff because I feel like they haven't quite balanced out leveling a town.
Like not wreck
Yeah, well, get good and all that. No, we have
and abandon PSR.
No, see, that's where that's the problem because NS is going back to PSR. The whole I'm not sure if you guys are aware of the whole activist investor group thing. I think they're trying to oust the current CEO and put in their own guy. I'm not completely up to date on what all is going on, but there is an article from Trainsmag about the potential results of stuff like that, trying to reduce the operating ratio to 57%, closing hump yards, getting rid of low margin traffic, basically going full PSR. You never go full PSR. It would be a 10.4 point improvement over Norfolk Southern's 2023 operating ratio. Guys, you need to just run trains and get cargo to where it's supposed to be. Like, stop doing this. I know, everyone wants line go up. This is bad.
Line go up and train.
Well, I think here it also doesn't help that we're in the middle of like a fuck all recession.
I mean,
are we not in a recession now?
I mean, we're not in a great spot. I mean, the economy is doing better than like every other economy in the world, but it's not exactly line go up.
We're not officially in a recession, but technically,
yeah.
Yeah, it's like we're not doing hot, but that's because everyone else is doing worse.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is,
we're still doing better than everyone else.
The thing is, though, please just keep running trains and delivering cargo. You know what would instigate a recession? Effing railroad catastrophe. So
running in East Palestine in downtown Chicago.
Yeah, exactly. No, this is not good. I had heard sort of the outskirts of the investors wanting to oust the current CEO. No, I wasn't under the impression that it could get worse, but apparently it can. Yeah, I wasn't sure if that activity was something that would look better or worse. In this case, they have their planned for their first 100 days, which is a tour with employees and customers, redesigning the operating plan, and then implementing PSR. So honestly, I feel like you could just cut out the employees and customers bit, because I don't know any employees or customers that would say, yes, keep doing this thing that you're planning on doing.
Yeah, guys, please continue doing the VR. I cannot wait until we get VR actual conductor.
Nice.
Yeah, VR. the VR conductor. Yeah, you don't even get the like conductor in a truck. You get like a hologram,
Yeah.
and it's Chat GPT.
No, that was Cortana.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, hi,
Cortana.
Siri.
And that's the thing. It's like your employees and customers are not going to want you to do PSR. Your employees or customers, your customers care about getting their loads on time, and your
Yeah,
employees
they
care
do.
about not effing dying. Which,
Like it's like those two should go hand in hand, but apparently they don't.
well, see, yeah, that's the issue. Is like making your employees happy and your customers happy doesn't necessarily make line go up, which is a real problem if the only metric you care about is line go up, which is basically the heart and soul of PSR. See, it's sad because you can in fact run a railroad on precision schedules.
I mean, the FEC does.
Yeah,
And
that is not
granted,
PSR.
before the Mexicans took over, the FEC was doing great with PSR.
I mean, I feel like they've figured it out if they could figure out the bridge situation. They certainly have been punctual. They figured it.
There's a crack in the bridge.
You just need to be punctual. Anyway. Bender, what's going on in your discussion topic? I know you have a little thing that you wanted to touch on, and then something that has got me all excited. Is Bender here? Did Bender go to sleep?
Bender?
Quiet.
Bender?
Bender?
Bender.
Bender has left.
No.
Well, I will
No
jump
more
in on
Bender.
Bender's topic here because
No more Bender Day.
yeah, no, it's Bender Day 2 was a failure. In Marl,
I
what?
have a quick question. Is Bender Day an official horseman trip?
I mean,
Because there were 3 horsemen and a hobo there.
I mean, I don't see why not, but nobody made a doc for it, so
Quickly.
yeah, I see. That's the issue. Is I don't know if it's a horseman trip if there's no documentation. If you don't do the paperwork and file your official horseman trip paperwork, you haven't penetrated the bureaucracy. But I mean, I don't see why not. It's not like it has to. It's not like a horseman trip requires me to be there or something. It's just
The elusive Ellis horseman trip.
yeah. Again, I know I already said it, but you doing Taki Day and then doing Bender Day really does prove that you're like my heir,
Yeah.
and my son.
And like Fruit and Hooch Day, which is also
Yes.
you're responsible for.
Marlbank, Ontario. Never heard of this place. No idea where it is, except for that it's in Canada somewhere, in Ontario,
Allegedly.
as one might imagine. The Marl plant in Marlbank had a violent strike in 1909 or so.
That's pretty recent.
Yeah, and disgruntled employees boarded a locomotive, opened the throttle, and ran it into the part of Dry Lake, where it has stayed since. At least that's how the story goes. But the point is, the locomotive ran off the tracks, fell in the lake, and has been there for over 100 years, until now. There was a Scott Trudeau Construction of Tweed took it upon himself to look for the locomotive, so they went and dug this thing up. This has been, by the way, like infinitely more successful than Oak Island, so we should really just be looking for locomotives. So yeah, they dug this thing up in the last couple of weeks. They had to be careful to not break the thing, although it is in pretty rough. It's in about the shape you would expect for a locomotive that's been underground for 100 years,
Yeah.
like submerged in a lake bed. But it is some kind of 040. I don't know if it was a Baldwin built or whatever. It was an 1890s engine. I don't know exactly, but point is, we dug out another locomotive, and they should definitely restore it and run it on the main line.
Mango Gobble.
Yeah. I've never heard of this place. Never knew the legend of this locomotive. There are so many engines, right, that are just like, oh, there's there's houses under there, right? There's a locomotive that's in the tunnel sealed in under Atlantic Avenue or under wherever, or
There's towns under there. There's towns under the lake.
And in this case, they were right. And you love a story like this. This is the last one I can remember was one in New Zealand.
Maybe there is a PR engine under the NS main line. We'll never know. Unless NS derails the train, scrapes all the ballast away and perfectly. it's like it derails and like up comes from the ashes just a PR engine.
We actually NS is going to be canceling all track maintenance due to line go up, and so the weather will slowly wear away the embankments, and you will see the hundreds of K4s underneath everything, like supporting every.
Those bodies.
It's like summoning an army of the undead.
It's like this is how you make NS great again.
Yeah. Oh God.
Oh,
They're gonna buy the Death Star logo and just there's nothing wrong with that.
I mean, for the Pensy it would make sense.
I mean, in fairness, if railroading ever had an evil empire, it was definitely the Pennsylvania Railroad.
yeah.
But the empire did nothing wrong, so.
I can think of another one.
I mean,
I
don't know if we should go there.
No, I
Not if we want this to remain monetized.
Yeah, no, I wonder who the empire was based off of.
I wonder who had the most passengers in a train.
No, not this again. It's like, oh yeah, and my engine pulled the most passengers. No, my engine pulled the most passengers. Amateurs.
Yeah, do they count as passengers if they're not willing? Anyway, Bender has this dining car society thing, and I don't know the first thing about it. I'm pretty sure he picked it because it's an Erie Lackawanna car.
Quickly ask Kevon.
Yeah. I don't know what happened. Better. Okay, so we've got to do this thing again, right? We've got to do this thing again where after we end the podcast, we keep it. I'll keep an eye on the chat and see how long it takes Better to leave it.
Shall we stop placing bets?
We should all just stay in here, continue talking just randomly, and see when he comes back and be like, "Wow, it took you long enough time to do your news."
I mean, I will literally end the podcast and then get in the car and switch to my phone, and we can continue hanging out until Better comes back, whenever that one is.
Sounds good.
Okay, hold on. Well, I'm gonna check out this Erie Lackawanna dining car from the Dining Car Society. It's going to be over here next to Locomotive Uncovered and the Cargos. By the way, the Cargos exist. You can get I've never. No. I didn't mention. I usually mention it at the top of the show, or I try to anyway.
Apparently, it donated to a business car society. Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, isn't like the main one the Business Car Society?
I have no idea.
Yeah, I have no idea. I feel I was hoping Bender would shine some light on this because we occasionally get articles about cars going to this group, and it's like, okay, they go to this group, and I have no idea what happens to them after that.
It's a bunch of private owners. So I imagine it got bought up by one of the people in the group, and it's so many people. I imagine they'd want a dining car because
because they're hungry.
Well, that train can be up to like 25 cars long,
and they're hungry.
Yeah, they want the hamburger.
I'm so gonna get Wendy's after this. Gloria asked me if there were any burritos left in the fridge. Yes.
No, I ate them all.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you had visited, it would have been no.
I probably would have.
I mean, you could. You went for the casserole pretty hard.
Yeah, what do you mean I ate half the casserole?
I love that. You got here, you were exhausted, you sat down, you ate a ton of casserole. Or no, you took a nap, woke up, ate a ton of casserole, and passed out.
And then rinse and repeat the second day.
Yeah.
Vibe.
I basically did not sleep the entire Piggy trip. Anyway, okay. I think that's the end of discussion topics. Maintenance of Way, we will come visit the Providence Northern on April 22nd, I think. The Scale Trains is going to be visiting on their road trip. There will be trading cards for sale, but probably not batch 4. It's not out yet. I'm waiting for emails, responses from people about using photos, and I don't want to get sent a cease and desist from anybody, so I'm trying to tread lightly. I wish I was important enough for people to care about me using their photos illegally, but I'm not going to do it anyway.
Make yourself important enough for them to care.
Yeah, I know. I would like
Yeah.
to be important. Tell all your friends about us. Tell your friends about the Terminus podcast and Locomotive versus trading cards. There will be more Royales or something coming soon.
Alice, just become the president of the U.S. and you take eminent domain.
I will.
Send the CIA after.
I will use eminent domain on railroad photo collections and place them in the Library of Congress available for all. I'm going to add a new amendment to the U.S. Constitution that says if your photo has a train in it, it's in the public domain automatically. Anyway, so that's all the maintenance of Way. Just business as usual. Other than that, like I said, more Royales coming soon. Ideally, Factorio every Monday.
Yippee.
This podcast every other weekend or so, and then Under Construction every Thursday. Which, yeah, we got some new visitors in Under Construction recently, which is always nice to see. Does anyone have guesses for the latest train on Amtrak?
I'm gonna guess 5 because I saw a post yesterday that like both P42s broke down on 5.
Yeah, that's not good when that happens.
However, that is yesterday, and I don't know where it was on the system, so it could like be right outside of its destination, and I could be just trolling myself.
I just heard like this quietest thumping, and I look over and there's a pair of cat paws sticking under the door, just like waving around, like "Let me in."
So I'm gonna go 5.
Okay.
Uh,
Northern Dean.
I'm gonna go with the Sunset Limited towards Los Angeles.
Okay. It's train number 1.
City of New Orleans towards Chicago.
Towards Chicago. The city of New Orleans to Chicago is on time at Memphis, Tennessee.
Damn it! It's here?
It's here. Yeah, it's right there, right now. It just left.
Damn it! I don't have my car.
Like 5 minutes ago. I forgot you don't have a car right now. Bummer. Train number 1, the Sunset Limited to Los Angeles, is on time at Houston, Texas.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Train number 5. Let's see, train number 5. Oh, there's 3 of them on system. The first one
that
That's
bodes
not a
well.
good
is
sign.
on time.
That's a very good sign.
On time at Creston, Iowa, or Creston with a T. 1 hour and 10 minutes late at Green River, Utah, and 3 hours and 49 minutes late at Davis, California. It's very close to its final destination. However, that is not the latest train on Amtrak.
Damn.
Yeah, this is 3 hours 49 minutes. It is tied with the Empire Builder number 8, 3 hours 49 minutes at Malta, Montana. But there's another one, 5 hours and 1 minute late at Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Ooh.
And that is the latest train on Amtrak. It's almost
Damn.
there. It's almost in Chicago. But they are
Hold
coming
up.
in 5 hours late.
Let's keep the podcast going for another like 10 minutes. Hold up.
Yeah,
Let's
no,
redo.
Hold on. When is it supposed to arrive in Chicago? It's not going to be there for another, like, 45 minutes.
Oh Jesus.
Not worth it.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost there, but almost is relative when you're when you have
6
to go
hours
like
late.
several thousand miles. Anyway, all right. Bender was going to have the first termination, but he says nothing, so I'm just going to write ZZZZZZ.
Okay.
No, I just got EP
Oh.
because I had a headache, and then I was like,
Did you
uh,
crash at your computer?
no, I just got E EP.
So ZZZZZ is
Bender
appropriate then. Would you like to put in something else for your termination?
Yes.
What is it?
I can go to brand new going point on it.
Okay. I remember having to convince someone
Why
that
does
that was
Bender
a
have a
cover because
point?
they thought it was the original thing. Because I gave him a like really easy segue and he fumbled it so hard. I am going to. I'm going to make my termination. I'm going to beat. Well, there's your problem to the punch. Some of you may not have heard, but a bridge fell down in Baltimore. A ship hit a bridge and then it fell over, and like a bunch of people died. Which
Oh man.
Luckily, it
The-
was what?
I just checked the poll results. It's 10. It's 11-10 right now.
God.
Winning?
Winning.
The
By
image
one.
is winning. This is not good. I don't like this.
This
Um,
is great. This is amazing.
Quickly, I must get my 5,000 bots onto this.
Well, I have 90 alternate accounts. Also, I appreciate that the Trains Mag article about bridge fall down has a screenshot from the open railway map. Because this is going to have an impact on both the trout population and coal exports. Because the port of Baltimore is blocked by a bridge that fell down.
Yeah.
Luckily, this happened at 1:30 in the morning, so there were not a ton of people on the bridge, and the crew of the freighter was able to warn officials and get them to basically close the bridge right before they crashed into it. There were, I believe, some construction workers on and some cars that were still on the bridge that ended up
Tragically.
falling with the collapse, and some bodies I don't believe have been recovered. But it could have been so much worse.
I think there's 6 bodies that haven't been recovered right now.
Oh, okay.
Oh my
And all
God.
6 of them are construction workers, and they've identified the 6 people. They just haven't found their bodies yet.
Gotcha. Anyway, on a less somber note, East, what is this?
I'm in my Rascal era again, and this
Okay.
is just a beautiful animation of all of the characters from Rascal Doesn't Dream, like over the real life shots of the locations of the show. It's really cool.
Okay, I thought you were just
Oh.
being a rascal, which I figured was appropriate for you.
I
Thank you,
haven't
thank
watched
you.
Rascal in like a long time.
God
Shit.
damn it,
You
Dean.
should rewatch it.
It's my new reaction image. What can I say?
This
It's
is the last
beautiful.
thing you see.
This is the last thing you see.
The last thing you see before you get strapped to a battery and run over.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a real shame Matt didn't make it to this episode.
God, if Matt was here, this would
Uh,
have been.
Anyway. Ooh. Got another photo from the trading card hole. 203 for the number. Nothing changes. Okay. Yeah, we've got to figure out the Zappy boy, the Doot, that is going to be in the trading card batch. First electric engine, like I said last time. Anyway, Northern?
I'm 2-0, and I also have something called The Ballad of John Axon. It's a BBC radio drama with music about
Okay.
railways.
See.
I see. Okay, thank you. And thank you all for coming to this episode of the Terminus podcast. And, of course, thanks to our viewers, and thanks to Steve and Wes for creating the loco base. Otherwise, we wouldn't have it. And we wouldn't have trading cards. And thanks to whoever runs this camera, it's not Virtual Railfan, for not sending us a cease and desist, I say, in advance.
It's like, please,
Yeah, please don't.
please.
We're like you. We're giving credit. The link is in the Cargos document. If you want to see any of the links, any of the articles, anything from this episode, it's in the link in the description. And of course, you can also find links to, I believe, our community channel there, our Discord, and the website, theironhorseman.com, where you can buy our Steam Locomotive trading cards. Once again, tell your friends, tell your foamer family.
What's this episode gonna be called?
The two things I have written down are it's not called Brain Rot for No Reason or Last Train Out of Gatortown, and I think I know which one I did.
Let's do the Gatortown.
Yeah.
The
Anyway,
last thing you want in your train is to depart Gatortown.
I am sick and tired of these motherfucking gators.
Well, I have just the image for this. I need to find Florida's Coast #1.
Oh no! Oh no! It's the gator that the person is riding, isn't it?
Yeah,
We're gonna end off.
it's the guy
episode
riding
with
the
that.
gator on the handcar.
God, Florida is an interesting place. All right, you've got like 10 seconds, or I'm ending the episode. We did manage to get it in out of the wire.
Found it.
Okay, I was gonna say it is before 10 o'clock, so I'm good.
There we
You're
go.
good. Yeah. Gator on the handcar. We'll see you next week.
Guys. Florida,
Goodbye.
Now.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.